I've been watching you.
Oh shit, I turned it off. Yeah, that's my my piano for the day. Okay, yo, welcome to some more K-Smooth here on K-Smooth. This is a movie review, as you probably see in the description, on the movie 10 times 10. No, not 5 times 5, 10 times 10, which equals 100, unless you want to exponent it. Actually, I was supposed to calculate this earlier. Okay, whatever. So this movie is based on, of course, a kidnapping. This is my movie review, if you do not know. This movie, if you're watching this right after the video has been released, this movie you probably have heard of, but you haven't watched, or you heard of and are not going to watch, or you heard of and I'm not sure about the third one. Because I watched this movie like 2 days ago, and it was an intense movie. Like, it's a thriller, but it's a thriller comedy. And before I start the review, let me just go over a few things. There are new videos coming out. If I'm releasing a video for my cover on Let You Down by NF, that should be coming out the next week. I got that down, and maybe some other videos, yeah. But this is the review, so here we go. The movie 10 times 10 is, like, I watched the movie 2 days ago, and it was a pretty good movie. I didn't mind it. I liked the way they released the plot and everything, but some of the parts were kind of messed up, so we're gonna go over that. This is a major spoiler alert movie. Spoiler alert. Which I'm saying because if you haven't seen the movie, or if you just want to know the review, I would rate the movie maybe a 4 to a 5. And when I first saw the movie, like, it was a 6 out of 10, right? I would rate it a 4 or 5 because they did have good intentions, but of course the way they set up the plot and the way they played it out, it was like in the exact wrong timing on the way to the movie. So this is a major spoiler warning. If you don't want to get the movie spoiled and you want to watch it, then don't watch this until after you've seen the movie. But we are going to play some clips from the movie. The movie is to be scheduled on release April 13th, 2018. The date today is about March 25th, 2018. So it still has another 3 weeks to release it. I watched it because, you know, I have a shadow in my box. Yeah, I get some movies. Because, you know, they want me to review it with a really good review. You know what I'm saying? Or a really bad review, you know what I'm saying? But, no, they want, like, I would make a bad review and turn it good. But, of course, the movie is based on 4 major parts, which are, of course, there is the kidnapper, who makes everything super, super bait. And I'm pretty sure he's a rookie, because he doesn't know how to kidnap. He's, like, on amateur hour. And then he followed this girl. I don't know how the girl did not notice he was following him, because he did it in the most baitest way. But I won't say how bait it was. And then he catches the girl. And, of course, this guy goes to his house, and so technically the beginning of the movie is just him capturing the girl and him getting beat up by the girl, but it doesn't understand why the girl is there, why he kidnapped her, was it for a ransom, you don't know. So what he does is he kidnaps this girl, and every time he tries to talk to her, I don't know how much of a rookie, it's like his first time doing this, which I'm pretty sure it is, he gets beat up by this girl every single time, and the funniest part is the girl, the one that's tied up. I don't know how he's the one that's getting beat up. Like, I don't know how the guy with the gun and the knife is getting beat up when he's the one that's not tied up. The girl has nothing, but somehow she keeps escaping, she keeps beating him up. We do have a few clips. I don't know if we're gonna play it right now, and we're gonna just show it. Okay. Okay, so if you did see the clips, then what we're gonna do here is, you saw all the way the girl beat him up, all the way the girl got him, and that's technically the entire intro of the movie, all the way this guy gets beat up throughout the movie. Then, of course, there comes this third character. There's a third character in the movie, known as the maid. She randomly comes, nobody knows who she is, she just comes in, and oh, And the way they made this house is amazing. Like, I would say this is a spoiler, but what I'm saying is they built the house in such a way that it's like a prison. There's locks on the outside, you can't get in. There's locks on the inside, you can't get out. That's technically how the house was built. Well, there, I did it. And of course, the maid kind of shows up, and she's wondering what the hell's going on. She sees broken stuff on the ground. She sees the kidnapper is bleeding. She's like, is everything okay? He's like, oh, you weren't supposed to come in today. You didn't get a call, blah, blah, blah. And so the maid says, okay, I'm gonna come back tomorrow with the daughter. Yeah, this guy has a daughter. The kidnapper has a daughter. And the daughter is on a sleepover. And she said, I'm gonna come back tomorrow with the daughter, right? So she goes. She's gone. She's like that creature. She's like Consuela, yo. She just comes out of nowhere, and nobody understands why she's here. She's like, I just gotta clean. Like, even when the guy said, you have a day off, she's like, I need to clean. It's like, no, Consuela, go, Consuela, go, Consuela. Like, you know a scene when Consuela picks up if you watch Family Guy, you know a scene where Consuela just picks up a house and like walks away. She's like, this is my house now. She like lifts it up, and I don't know how she lifts. I don't know what type of next ass steroid drug she's on, but she goes to the Consuela gym and does this stuff, man. She's like benching Consuelas on the Consuela gym at the Consuela bench press. But that's a whole other story you gotta look into. But of course, she leaves, and then this guy, then there's of course part 3 to this. There's the kidnapping, there's the fight scenes where this guy gets beat up, and there's of course the questionnaire scene. Now this is the scene where you start to understand what's making sense. At the beginning you're like, yo, what the hell are these questions? I don't understand the point. So he's asking all these questions, and he knows, like, I'm gonna say that he knows the answers to the questions. You should have figured that out, like, halfway through, that he knew the answer to the questions, or you wouldn't be asking them. But the reason he is asking them is, if you should know, is to comply that she's telling the truth to him. He's not just gonna give out, like, I know all the answers, because she's gonna bullshit something. But this guy asks the question over and over. And the girl, I don't know what the hell's wrong with her. She should know that the questions this guy keeps on asking her, and that she keeps telling this guy over and over the same answer that she knows is wrong. And yo, this is actually a joke scene. If you just watch this one clip, I want to show you. It's so jokes the way he says it.
I've been watching you.
So this scene was jokes, and then this is where the plot starts to open up. You start to understand everything. You start to understand the questions, the entire thing, and then the entire movie just flips. Like, everything you know is flipped. I'm not going to say how it's flipped, but it just flipped. And of course, well, then there's part 4 to the movie. The part where somehow this maid that said, I'm coming tomorrow, but it didn't end. Oh wait, no, before that. There's a part where he goes out to the woods. These cops that saw him earlier, like, hey man, your car looks really clean. Can we check it out? So, this guy's like, can we have permission to search your car because it looks super clean?
The car's very clean, Mr. Lewis. Is it?
But I understand why, like, they actually got the permission to stop this guy, even though he wasn't driving. But moving on, the maid somehow comes back on the same day, and of course, she gets killed, and she's with the daughter, and then she's like the one character that nobody cares about. Like, they pretend like she never died, and then this girl, she gets shot, like the main girl, she gets shot, and see, I'm like, yo, this is what I said when this happened, because I was like guessing the plot during the movie. I'm like, watch, she's gonna get shot, she's already got stabbed, she's gonna somehow escape again, and like, you would think the way the movie flipped around, you would understand how, like, it makes sense that I would say that she's gonna escape again, but she like, so after being stabbed and shot, she somehow does escape, and this is the one key thing you need to know throughout the movie. There's only one gun, okay? There's only one pistol, only one gun, and you know who has it? The guy, the kidnapper has it. And he shot her with the gun, he takes the gun, he puts it in his pocket. Then he takes his daughter, who came throughout the movie, he runs with her. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this makes no sense at all, the girl somehow has a gun. Somehow is walking fine, is not even bleeding. It doesn't make any sense. Like, this movie makes no sense. She points the gun at the guy. I'm not going to say what happens next, because I don't want to say what happens next. And then something happens, something happens with the garage door, which also somehow breaks down and makes no sense. And then the cops come. But the funny part is, she tells all these things about this guy that entirely fuck up his life. Like, it messes his entire life up. And the cops come, and then I'm pretty sure the people that made this movie, the writer, they're like, yo, what are we gonna say when the cops come? Like, the guy's the bad guy, but the girl is also the bad guy, so you can't really do anything. He's like, yo, wait, I got an idea. What? When the cops come, we just end the movie, man. You don't have to go through all that shit, yo, you don't have to tell them all the answers to all the questions that they want to know the answers to. Just end the movie. Like, it's not like it's all gonna get any high budget anyway. So, that was my review on 10 times 10, which equals 100. 100%. I'm pretty sure they called it 10 times 10. I don't know why it was called 10 times 10. Was it because they were in a 10 times 10 room? Was it 10 inches? But of course, that was my movie review on 10 times 10. The reason I did it was because it hasn't been released yet, and I'm gonna release it. I mean, the movie hasn't been released yet, as far as I know, until April 13th, 2018. And this has been my review. Check out for more videos coming out here on Ksmooth, like our NF Let You Down video that will be coming out in the next week or two. And that has been my movie review on 10 times 10. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just sit back, relax, and that's it. Just gonna sit back and relax. But before I end this, as a commemoration, we gotta do this. Oh shit. Yes. So that's been 10 times 10. And I hope you watch the movie. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's like, the plot though is like the James Bond plot. Have you ever watched James Bond Spectre? It was a good plot line, but the only problem was they took a long time to tell who the bad guy is. That's what the problem with the movie was. Same thing with this. They take a long time to release the plot for you to understand it. But that has been the movie review for 10 times 10. I'll give it like the main movie maybe a 4.5, but I'll give the actual plot line. I like how they released the plot, but they released it a bit late. I'll give that about a 7.1. So overall, that is not that bad. The movie is a 6.2 isn't that like a lot of thriller movies. This is more of a comedy thriller, technically, more of a comedy. But a lot of these movies, it's like Knock Knock. You ever see the movie Knock Knock? That's what it kind of like. But a lot of these movies are like that. A lot of horror movies are really rated down. This was not much of a horror. But if you ever watch horror, it's 3.2. But a lot of horror movies are mostly comedies. And these guys don't care because everyone dies at the ending usually. But that has been my review. And we'll see you next time here on Ksmooth. Out.